Thank you, everyone. I often start off these types of presentations by acknowledging the most important people in the room, and I'll do that today on two fronts. Could I acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples in the room today? And can I also acknowledge all of our foster carers, kinship carers, and Jessie in particular. If you want to think about bravery, think about standing up in front of a crowd that you don't know. And both Jessie and through Jessie, Anne telling your story as well. I acknowledge your bravery of both of you. I acknowledge your achievements, and I express my thanks to your role in what you've done for Jessie and for our community. And Lorraine, your long-term history of providing care should also be called out as well. I'd like to acknowledge Kate Cheney, Jenny Ware and Susan Tibbleman as our co-conveners and other members and senators who formed the group. Can I also very quickly acknowledge members of the National Foster Care Sustainability Group. I thought the three asks that I'm about to speak to at a moment were a bit of a challenge. They can be implemented, they're easy to do. What's been more challenging is finding an event such as this one in the last two sitting weeks of Parliament. So KPI achieved secondary gate. Thank you for all of your help. Caring for Australia's children, particularly those who can't live with their immediate family environment, is a shared responsibility. And I acknowledge the efforts of the Commonwealth Government and the various departments. I acknowledge the efforts of the states and territories. I also acknowledge all of the efforts and commitments from everyone in the room this morning. Despite those efforts, we can do better, and we owe it to people like Anne, Lorraine and Jessie to do the best that we can and make sure all forms and all parts of the system are working in the most effective way to produce the best outcomes for children and young people and for carers and kinship carers in the system itself. I have had the opportunity to brief Minister Rishworth and her office ahead of today's event. I do acknowledge the Minister's commitment to this issue and also note that she had competing priorities that she was unable to move. So I do acknowledge her dedication and time as well. As a group, we tried to do our homework. And rather than come with a long list of claims or just an issue without a solution, we spent the time and energy, and I'm very grateful for the expertise and experience of National Foster Care Sustainability Group members in narrowing down a list of three things that we believe are directly in the realm of the Commonwealth that can be done quickly, with low cost, especially compared to a range of other initiatives floating around this building at the moment. And most importantly, it's that intervention that we believe will unlock system-wide benefits to greater support states and territories who are the primary deliverers of these services. It will release benefits for non-government organisations providing foster care and other care services within the community. But most importantly, it will create better outcomes for children and young people who are involved in the care system because they can't live with their immediate family environment for whatever reason. As has been noted, particularly for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children and families, we must always look towards family reunification and kinship care if people can't live within their immediate family. Across the spectrum, we need to do more with respect to early intervention and family support programs. What we're advocating for today isn't at the cost of any of those initiatives. We are a vibrant, wealthy, switched on country, amazing group of leaders in the room, and we can do a range of things at the same time. So alongside all of those other efforts and interventions that states, commonwealths, departments are pursuing, and also the efforts that you make on a daily basis through your own professional and personal efforts. We are asking for the development of a healthcare card directly for children and young people who are involved in the system. And that card has been modelled on the Veterans card in a sense, And what we are seeking is to have a card issued directly to the young person, and it stays with them throughout their journey, back home or through the system. And by improving the scope and resources offered through that card, we'll create better outcomes for children and young people. And also, as others have acknowledged today, reduce some of the challenges and burdens that foster carers face in providing some of those supports and services. So through that card, if a young person needs medical assistance, they get it. If they need additional long-term therapy and supports, they should get prioritised access to it. If they need dental work, they should get it. Children and young people who are involved in the system already have a range of challenges and life circumstances that are impacting upon them, and we think a card such as that, with prioritised access to medical, health and wellbeing needs of children and young people, will create better access for them and also reduce some of the pressures that foster carers and providers face in trying to arrange those types of services alongside the efforts of states and territories as well. We've heard about some of the economic and financial burdens and challenges that foster carers face in providing care. So we're calling for changes to ATO tax regulations at a national scale to enable up to $100,000 of tax-free allowances, incentives and supports to be extended to foster carers, recognising that some choose not to enter the paid workforce so that they could fulfil their caring responsibilities, and others choose to reduce their amount of time in the paid workforce. That opportunity that could come from providing that direct level support would enable states and territories to administer their systems in a slightly different way. We would argue give greater flexibility, and would also provide flexibility to non-government organisations providing foster care and residential care services. And we're also calling for a change to national employment standards and the specific recognition of foster carers as a defined cohort that are able to access other leave provisions for parenting and parenting type roles that other cohorts are able to access at the moment. And if I could be so bold, I would advocate that that's an administrative clean-up. And simply adding that foster carers explicitly to the reference groups that are able to access that care, we are doing a couple of things. We are providing supports directly to foster carers to access that type of leave. Most importantly, we're providing a level of recognition and formal appreciation for the significant contribution that foster carers and kinship carers make through ensuring that they can access other types of family care and family support leave that other cohorts and groups can. I would like to acknowledge Luminea, who have assisted us with doing some analysis of the proposals that we have forward. And whilst we're here starting the conversation at the Commonwealth level today, and I'm particularly appreciative of the multi-party support that we have secured through the formation of this group, and the genuine openness that people have shown over the last couple of weeks in accepting meetings with me, and over the next couple of weeks accepting meetings with me. I wouldn't even accept a meeting with me, but others are doing it. And people are listening. And what that economic assessment from Luminea shows is that for all of those three things that we're calling for, there is a significant return on investment. So we know that investing now in a targeted, simple, direct way that can be done easily, at low cost, there will be long-term financial savings and economic benefits that states and territories, the Commonwealth, and all of us in the room as taxpayers will realise. And that's an important factor, particularly when we had the Treasurer on the radio this morning, making some observations about the financial health of the Commonwealth at the moment. But most importantly, these changes, we firmly believe, will create better life experiences for children and young people involved in the out-of-home care system. It will create better outcomes for them in the long term with respect to their health, confidence, employment, education and community inclusion. And alongside that, it will also demonstrate practically, loudly and directly to foster carers that they are making critical contribution to the health and wellbeing of children and young people involved in the out-of-home care sector. Thank you very much.